Hi guys, and good morning. Today, starting on the wrong one. Today we're going to be looking at our very first digital citizenship curriculum. As eighth graders, we're going to be looking at important questions such as being aware of what you share online, social media and digital footprints, responding to online hate speech and sexting in relationships. Note, we're going to be looking at such important questions as how you can protect your privacy when you're online, our responsibilities when we're talking online, how should you respond to online hate speech, and what are the risks and potential consequences of sexting. Note that as we go through this, you may ask me up at the front any questions you may have, but make sure that you answer each question seriously and with as much thought as you can. Be as complete in your answers as possible. Our essential question today is how can you protect your privacy when you're online? Learning objectives for today include 1. Reflect on the concept of privacy, including what they feel comfortable sharing and with which people. 2. Analyze different ways that advertisers collect information about users to send them targeted ads. 3. Identify strategies for protecting their privacy, including opting out of specific features and analyzing app or website privacy policies. To start off with, guys, take a look at this meme. What do you think of it? Do you think it's funny? Note if you'd like to share what you think about this meme, please let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and read it now from the top to the bottom. I can read minds. So what's your superpower? Oh, that look. As you can see, she's a little bit disconcerted having been told that power. Now, the bottom image shows that her reaction is not that she's really excited or happy about it, but rather that her question was answered before she even asked it. Even though mind reading might seem like a really cool power for someone to have, it actually would be pretty scary for everyone else. We all have thoughts that we don't intend or want others to know. These are our private thoughts, and we'd probably feel embarrassed or vulnerable if someone else knew them. Not sharing our private thoughts is an example of privacy, which is protection from being observed or tracked by others. This includes protection from other people as well as groups of people like companies, like the government, or the general public. Legally, we all have certain rights related to privacy. Can you think of examples of things that people might want to keep private, either from everyone or from specific people? Think of your example if you have one. Here's some examples if you didn't have any to think of, or if you just didn't have a chance to share. First example, not sharing your true thoughts because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Maybe you secretly don't like Grandma's famous pumpkin pie. Another example is not sharing with your parents certain things you talk about with your best friend. Another example is certain personal preferences you wouldn't want others to know. All people have different boundaries when it comes to what they share with others. Some people feel comfortable sharing a lot of things with others, while others don't share a lot with anyone, including their close family. When you are online, privacy becomes more complicated. You can choose the websites you go to and what information you decide to share with others, like on social media. But depending on the device, app, or website you're using, your words and actions are often being collected and tracked. Today, we're going to talk about how you can better understand what information is being collected and used about you online, particularly by companies. All right, guys, so now we're going to be looking at a scenario. As I switch to this next page, thank you. We're going to take a look at the Ad Detective student handout, and I'm going to read the scenario aloud. So direction says, read the scenario below and answer the questions that follow. Please listen closely as you read along silently. Keith was riding the bus and saw a man wearing a new pair of shoes from his favorite brand. He liked them but thought they'd look better in black. When he got home, he went online and found them in black at an online store, Zapp's. They were pretty expensive, so he decided to post a picture of them on his social media account to see what his friends would think. The next day, he started seeing ads for the exact shoes and for the online store he had visited. He saw the ads appear when he typed in a search, when he went to his favorite new site, and when he was scrolling through his social media feed. At first, he thought it might have just been a coincidence, but when it kept happening, he started to wonder, why am I seeing this everywhere? What do you think about this scenario with Keat? How would you feel if this happened to you? Would your feelings change if the ads were for something besides shoes? What if your best friend moved to another country and all of a sudden you started seeing ads for a plane ticket to that country? You might be a little less comfortable with that because the ads aren't based on your shopping history, but rather on something a little bit more personal. Companies place ads online based on everything they know about you. It might be based on information you provided when you signed up, or it might be based on something you searched for, looked at, liked, or posted while using the app. It's also based on information they get about you using the app, how often you use it, what time of the day, etc. The websites and apps you use and the device you use them on can collect a lot of information about you. Companies then try to target you with ads or content that can appear in different places. Let's take a look at question 1. How did the advertising company know he was interested in those shoes or in that store? Yes, when Keat went to the online store, it was likely that he was tracked by the search engine on his device. And when he posted the link on social media, it was likely tracked by his social media app. Next, let's dive deeper into how this all works and you can protect your own privacy. Has anyone seen a screen like this before? What is it? It's a sign-up screen for Snapchat, an app that many of you guys may know about, some of you may not. When someone signs up for and uses Snapchat, what information do you think they are sharing? Who are they sharing it with? Some information required during sign-up includes name, phone number, and birthday. Snaps or content that the user creates may be shared with Snapchat or with friends of the user. You may also be giving away the things you browse for when using the app and your location. All of these things get shared with Snapchat. The first way to protect your information is to understand what companies are collecting about you. If there's something that students don't want companies or others to know about, they shouldn't provide it or post it. Companies get information about you by tracking what you do. One way they do this is by using cookies. A cookie is a small text file placed on your device by the site you visit. It allows companies to collect information about you and what you do while you're on their site. Companies use this information to learn your preferences so that they can make recommendations of things you'll like and make it easier for you to use their site. And they also may sell this information to advertisers and other companies. Cookies. In Keat's scenario, how might a cookie have helped advertisers figure out what he was interested in? Just to clarify, when Keat went onto the online store's apps, they used cookies to track what he shopped for. That information was then shared with advertisers who used it to place ads in the apps and the websites that he uses. Tips for protecting your privacy. If you're not comfortable with this kind of tracking, you can turn cookies off in your browser settings. That's actually tip number 1. You can usually find this setting in privacy settings. You should know that this might affect your browsing experience, as cookies also help the website automatically know helpful things about you, like your location or preferences. Let's talk about another tip for protecting your privacy. What do these screens show? How could you use them? What could you use them for? If you suspect that these are setting screens, you are correct. Most apps have settings you can adjust, and these are screenshots of the settings screens in Snapchat. Within an app's settings, there are usually privacy settings, which are choices a website or app gives you about what information is visible to other users and third parties. You can usually use these settings to opt out of some of the ways the app shows and shares your data. Opting out means choosing not to participate in something. What might you click on in these screenshots to see or adjust your privacy settings? You should identify the Who Can section and review the items in it. Okay. Tips for protecting your privacy. Tip number 2, review the app's privacy settings and opt out of any sharing options you're not comfortable with. Direct students, or sorry, I said it wrong. Another way you can protect your privacy is by looking at what you're agreeing to when you sign up. Take a look at the fine print above Sign Up and Accept button. Point out the 2 words in bold, there's 2 words in bold that are important: the privacy policy and the terms of service. These 2 terms are very important. They actually tell you everything you're agreeing to legally when you agree to use the app. A privacy policy describes what user information the app or website collects and how they use it. The terms of service describes the rules that the company and user must obey when using the app. These documents are usually pretty long and sometimes difficult to understand. They are legal agreements users opt into. Remember the word ASK when you're looking at a privacy policy. Review the acronym ASK. A-S-K. A stands for accessed. What will be accessed? S stands for shared. What will be shared with other people or companies? K stands for known. What could be known about me if I use this? You can make certain informed decisions about using the app or opt out of certain kinds of tracking as long as you follow the ASK acronym. All right, guys, the final tip for protecting your privacy is based on these tips. What do you think he could have done if he wanted to protect his privacy more? It is to review the privacy policy in terms of service and use ASK to analyze how using the app will affect your privacy. So now, I guess I have the question. What information are you okay with your devices, apps, and websites collecting? Does it depend? Share with somebody at your table. Do the benefits and importance of this device, website, or app factor into your thinking? Like, do they need their location to be tracked if the app doesn't depend on it to function? If you're looking up a recipe or watching a video, do you always agree to let them share your location information? If they're not going to be using it to help you? Question mark. All right, guys, now look at question 3 of your handout. Please complete question 3. All right, guys, let's talk about the lesson quiz. On your lesson quiz, I've actually embedded these into this video. As you get these questions, please read them completely and select the answer you think is most appropriate based off what we have read. You'll have 5 questions. Question 1. Question 2. Question 3. Question 5. All right, guys. Go ahead and click Turn In if needed be. This will let me know that you've completed the assignment, and I'll be able to see what your grade is. Thank you so much.